They've never had to pull down the East Gate at Angkor Thom. It's not a normal thing. It's not a day job for these guys. They're rice farmers.
Come on, Paul! Paul is coming!
The extras are terrific. Some of the best extras I've worked with in the world. You know, they're natural actors. It's been, you know, one of the most pleasurable experiences for me shooting anywhere in the world.
Through this film and just being in this environment, I've learned a lot about the world. It seems so small, and this girl packs up, and her life is about exploring the world, understanding what it's about, and so I got to do that, and it changed my life.
To me, these sort of archaeological action-adventure films are all about sand. And so I made this edict that there would be no sand in this film whatsoever. So I thought, well, you know, where isn't like that? Well, snow isn't like that. So I wanted somewhere to represent Siberia. So we ended up going to Iceland. It gives me a lot of variation on locations. There's lakes with icebergs, different sorts of mountains, rolling hills, so I can get a lot of different environments. You all right, Andrew? You're getting cold?
This movie, it deals with a lot of the elements. So we've got the, you know, the ice and sledding and, you know, rocks of ice.
Iceland, an extraordinary and awe-inspiring place to go to. Endless miles of whiteness. There was, in fact, solid ice, not even snow. So an unbelievable place to go and a great opportunity to see that.
There was an idea that we'd sort of charge across the glacier on sort of four-wheel drive Land Rovers. And then suddenly Simon got to Iceland and they had these ducks, these amphibious vehicles. And he just went, we want those. So in the end, we sort of went traveling along on these amphibious craft.
Taking a unit of air size onto the glacier was quite a thing to organise, really. And the trek up to the glacier was a very narrow road, quite steep and some sharp turns, so it amazed a lot of people that we actually got them up there.
It's such an alien environment. You know, we were working on top of this massive glacier the size of Wales.
Go up the hill 10 feet and then walk down.
And you really felt you were at the butt end of the world, but it is a stunning landscape.
Got it. Okay, good. Got that.
Okay, head down, Stevie. This area has its own weather system, and it's completely unpredictable. So you're dealing with wind and cold and rain and sleet and snow, which makes shooting here inhospitable.
It's not a country, it's an ice cube.
You're left with no doubt as to, you know, that nature is the kind of the boss there. It lends an element that you could never actually do with CGI or special effects.
You can almost sense the Norse gods. There is a real primal feeling to it, which we could never duplicate on this stage.
Iceland was freezing, and dog sledding in Iceland was just wild. It was hard not to feel like Lara Croft when I had guns strapped to me. I'm dog sledding, I'm on a glacier, and every once in a while the dogs would be a little uncomfortable in an area because you realize there was a crack that went down a mile and they just didn't want to go over it.
We're going to come downhill now, from up there. It's extremely dangerous because there's huge crevasses everywhere.
They say if you fall down one, you're never going to come out because they're V-shaped and some of them are very deep.
Guys, stop! Stop! We have to take a lot of precautions. We have safety guys that lead us through the path, so we can't just run around like we normally do. But it looks very dramatic, and that's why you come here. We come here to get the real thing.
Here we go! Turn over!
Wow. When I started this film, I knew I wanted to have incredible sets, and I went to Kirk Petruccelli, and he just came out with these brilliant designs and built these things on such enormous scale that it blew me away as much as anybody. I mean, you always ask for the moon, but, you know, in this case, I actually got it.
I really didn't realize the scope of it until I came here. These sets are insane.
One of the themes of the game is the collision between very modern and very ancient worlds. And we wanted to really embrace that in the production as well.
The overall look of the film will be kind of the colliding of super modern with super ancient. We've taken ancient structural elements, the Angkor tombs, and assigned modern geometries to the tomb itself.
We actually did build the tombs full scale on stages, because in a way it would make the action more real. So we ended up with these incredible environments.
It's mind-blowing. I mean, completely mind-blowing. These guys created these just utter worlds, you know.
We've taken what's called an orrery, a complicated system of the planets in alignment moving, and turned it into an ancient, super-sized mechanical key to a puzzle. With the time-lapse camera, you're going to see structural elements come together. First, you'll see large shapes. Then you'll see finishes going on. Then come the mechanics, the super mechanics of the orrery itself.
The technical side of it was quite difficult. You've got 9 planets in the sun. How do we make the 9 planets miss each other?
The orrery set was actually very difficult because it's a very mechanical set, and there's a lot of elements in there that are actually not only difficult, but dangerous. It was all made out of steel, and all the arms are swinging around, and if you're standing in the wrong place, you will get cut in two.
It's very dangerous. You're quite high up and revolving around, and there's nothing beneath you. But Angelina, she seems to have no fear.
Cut it, cut it.
Visually, we're going for a giant wave coming down the slope and out the archway over there. We've got 2 huge tip tanks up there. There's 70 tonne of water coming down in one go. We're going to get this wave coming out, which Lara Croft's going to run underneath.
Do you have enough cameras?
I think at one point I had 14 cameras on the big set piece, just because these events are unrepeatable. It only happens once. But that's what's fun about these movies. It's almost like being in the action film yourself.
Here we go. Roll video.
320 Charlie, take 1A camera.
I'm running through this orrery with water just crashing down, a tidal wave coming. There's planets exploding, debris falling. I'm not even acting, it's just like go from here to here and don't get hit by anything.
You go all over the world, you go into these fantastic sets, you have these great action sequences, but at the center of it, you love this person. I mean, you just want to be with Lara Croft the whole time.
I'm very excited with those movies that I saw when I was young, growing up. This is so full of extraordinary stuff.
I've just been blown away by this film. I don't feel like I shot a film. I feel like I've been on an adventure and I just survived it.